Hello, everybody. It's the Abstractionist. I'm here with Sun Spring 2024 reading. So, this reading is for people with prominent sun placements, fall, detriment, exaltation, domicile, prominent, like important houses. They make important aspects or really interesting aspects, or people with a lot of Leo in their chart. So, there's that. Anyway, so I'm going to be using two decks today. Maybe. The first is the Margaret Peterson, which is this one right here. And then this one is the Major Arcana Leonora Carrington. So, yeah. I've been watching. I'm gonna say this more in my Wound channel, but I've been watching the Eras tour, and I've watched it I watched it kind of like in full once, and then like I watched it like again, and this is like my 80th time watching it. Really just skipping through and listening to the parts that I enjoy. So maybe that's something to consider. Skipping the parts that you enjoy, rewatching it over and over again. Rewatching something over and over again. So this is for the solar people. Solar people. And it's like a high, like, I don't know. Maybe because I don't watch like a lot of with the Fool. I don't watch a lot of stuff. So it's very interesting to me. So very new energy coming in. So summertime may be really good. So you guys don't necessarily start the summer, which is kind of interesting because you're ruled by the sun. But in the summer is the first day of summer is like the longest day of the year when you get sunlight, right? It's Cancer that does that. It's so funny, not Leo. So it's kind of very interesting. I am so buzzed. Anyway, so the Fool, starting new. So leading up to summer, you could really actually be feeling foolish. Almost like you went off on a limb and you're trying to figure out if it's going to work out. Yeah, you went out on a limb. You're trying to figure out if it's going to work out for you. There could be a lot of worry about that. I'm just going to flip it around like that. So, my question would be, why are you worried? Like, why in particular are you worried that this isn't going to work out for you? Maybe you've been a fool before and that shit does not work out for you. You know, you were a fool before and it didn't work out, and now you're like, oh my god, no. So in my mind, the Taylor Swift song that like is in my mind a lot that I really enjoyed from the tour, and then I had to go listen to it, is it's Illicit Affair, but like the part where she's like, "Don't call me kid." Like I actually like the live version from the concert like better than the studio version. Maybe because the way they edit it, you know, the show makes it a lot more like woo. But yeah, it's something about that, like like a defensiveness, I guess, and just like no, like don't. Like don't. So maybe like feeling like a fool, feeling stupid, feeling like at a loss. Maybe because like at a loss of like trying to figure out something, trying to mediate something, trying to figure something out, trying to put the two pieces together of oneself or a situation. It could be like a broken situation that you're trying to like put together. And you're like, I can't fucking figure it out for the life of me. Like, what the fuck is wrong? Like, right? So it's like a forgiveness. So you have to go out on a limb. Forgiveness may not be something that comes easily to you. I feel like you're gonna have to go out on the limb with this Fool card and like forgive yourself for like breaking something. It could be something really valuable, like an actual object that was really important to you and symbolized a lot of things that were like pure and innocent in the world and together in the world and shit like that. Like It could be something that also just represents a sort of relationship that when it breaks is kind of a signal that that relationship is broken, or it mysteriously has gone missing. So there's that. But going out on a limb to figure this out, I feel like definitely if you're gonna do that with this two of feathers, do not be too mind about that, because either you're gonna like find it or not. And if you already go into it not like being confident about it, I just there's something about that like you're not gonna be as on point with the 9 of coins. You're not gonna be as on point about the situation, about the solution as you could be, right? Yeah, you're not gonna be as on point. So you might wanna work to clear your mind before you go about this whole forgiveness journey. It seems like a forgiveness type journey, like you're about to leap into forgiveness. It could be forgiving someone specifically. It could be forgiving someone who's like a Leo sun ruled kind of person, someone who very magnetic, gravitational pull, shit like that. Like that could be something. Could be your father. For he knew not what he did. He did know what he did know. And you know what? Especially if you like you confront. Wow. If you confront this person, like that also is something with the Fool. Like you may be doing away with I don't want to say foolish, but it was like the childlike innocence of like those sort of relationships of seeing your parent for who they were, or like finally accepting that they were this kind of person. Have the Emperor. They were this kind of person. And that's okay. Like, they were this person. You either are going to have to accept that they're this person and forgive yourself. And there may be aspects of yourself that you're like, oh my God, I see that shit. These popped out was way too many. I think for a minute when I saw the world, I thought I saw the wound. So this may be a wound of forgiveness. Maybe you consider yourself far too forgiving and you're like, no, fuck that. I see somebody being escorted out. 9 of Cups, 2 of Coins, Son of Feathers, like father, like son. I think that these are really cool. These are really good. Like with this mediatrix, I feel like we're going into the past a little bit. You may be thinking of memories. With this little dragon thing here, it's Year of the Dragon. Year of the Wood Dragon. So for me, I never did a video on this, and lo siento, but like to me, and then they got the serpent right there with the foot like things. So some of you guys may not know your father. Some of you guys may know them and it's like a shit relationship. They walked out. Some people with this Year of the Dragon is a year of reconciling, like the idea of family, understanding family lineage. If you guys saw me, like I look like that meme with that guy and he has this crazed expression on his face and he's like at the board and he's like pointing at all these little red strings and shit like that. I look so deranged. If you saw my face, my eyes are like so wide. I don't know. I'm like on a high from like watching the tour thing, but like I guess I'm like not overstimulated, but I don't watch a lot of stuff like this regularly. Anyway, so I watch very little new things. So this is kind of like, I guess it's like a rush, a dopamine like rush or something. I don't know. But yeah, so for Sun, it may be like with this Year of the Wood Dragon. I believe it's the Wood Dragon, but I know it's Year of the Dragon. I think it's a Wood Dragon though. Like this long established like family dynasty. Maybe you see your dad in yourself, or like aspects that you like are fuck. Like even if you like don't know this dude, like it could be like, wow, like it could be like you represent, like it's like you heard the myth of your dad and then like things happen and put yourself, and you're like, oh my God, like, like self-fulfilling prophecies, like somebody has a prophecy or whatever, and then you like, oh, that shit ain't real. And then like little things start to happen, you're like, oh man, maybe it is real, maybe it is real. But what happens is you start to like bring those experiences to, so you can like self-fulfill the prophecy. And with the Fool and the Emperor, it's like you can stop it. There may be a fear. I'm just saying. I personally have gone through the idea of like fearing being like my parents and fearing being the same example. Like if I would have had kids, like the same example. And that terrifies me. It does personally. But I like the older I get, the more I do realize I'm like my parents, particularly my dad, and I'm like, whoa, like where did this come from? But then like when I see like how I am, I'm like, oh, it's very apparent. So some of you guys need to, I think, see your parents, see whoever hurt you as a human and not a mythological creature, right? And that way you'll bring the pedestal down a little bit so you can meet this eye to eye. Because for some of you guys, it seems like it's like you have these little things that are like your parents, but like you may think they're insurmountable. So like one of them would be like substance abuse or alcohol or like womanizing or whatever. And you need a clear perspective, which means you need to bring them down eye to eye. You got 2 aces. Good shit. You need to see them like eye to eye. You need to see them, yes, as a star, but like see yourself as one as well. You don't see yourself as a star. And what I mean by that is a fully functional being. There may be a fear there. 3 of Coins. Congratulations. You might be a dad or a mom or parent soon. But there is, this is so inappropriate, but like, I don't know if I want to like say this because this is very inappropriate, but like, so I do womb work. Sometimes I like feel into my womb. What you may need to do is feel into your reproductive system, whatever that may be, and kind of like explore what's going on in there energetically, right? Or you could do the sacral chakra if you feel very like woo, like you feel very woo that day, or you feel like the reproductive system is a little bit too much, right? But I definitely would explore what that is, right? Because in there is a whole galaxy, Hopefully, if you're a guy, you're catching the hint of what I'm saying, because I don't want to say it very, like, it's a very, YouTube and all this other stuff. But anyway, what you can do also is progression of when you were a seed, and kind of feel into that energy the same way that as a womb holder, you could feel into that. I'm going to take these. So you have 7 of Cups, 8 of Coins, Mother of Feathers. You might want to talk to your mom. Maybe she sees something you don't see. Maybe she's been watching you and trying to figure out, are you sad? Are you okay? Do you feel okay? Watch out for reproductive issues. Yeah. You'll have the happy family that you wanted. You'll have the happy, like, relationship and blah, 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 blah. You'll have it all. You gotta, like, forgive yourself. And part of that, forgiving yourself, is, waiting, forgiving yourself. Right, like you weren't ready back then. You weren't ready when you were 25. You weren't ready when you were 18. You weren't ready when you were 30. You weren't ready when you were 40. Maybe you're ready at 45. Maybe you're ready at 37. Maybe you're ready at 32. Maybe you're ready at 28. Maybe you're ready at 21. I don't know. Maybe you're ready then. Just a thought. And really, it's not maybe you're ready. It's you definitely weren't ready then, because if you were, it would have happened, I think, or you would have made the choice. The healing work would have been done at that point so that all of this would have been facilitated. It was not, and that's okay. That is okay that you're taking a leap now to be what you want to be now, right? To be what you may not never have seen this before. You may never have been able to imagine this before, right? Some people, because they can't see the example, they need to literally see and experience and be a part of and be able to dissect this example. And some people, in their mind, they make themselves the example. I think that's a confirmation. All right. Thank you, guys. Forgive yourself. Move on. Let it run through you. All right. Take care. Bye.